Okay, I'm gonna make a video about this because I'm very passionate about this topic. We need to stop glamorizing and legitimizing Dubai as a vacation destination. So first of all, Dubai is a city that was essentially built like 30 years ago off of slave labor. And I'm not just saying that. They use something called the kafala system, where essentially they bring in migrant workers, in Dubai's case, largely from like South Asia, and they confiscate their passports. I'm not kidding. And they essentially become the property of their employers. And they're forced to endure like the most abusive and inhumane working conditions. They cannot leave the country without the consent of their employers. And they're told that they have incurred debts that they need to pay off through this hard labor. There has been dozens of cases, and actually human rights organizations say that it's likely underreported because Dubai tries to hide it, but many people have died, literally died, making these skyscrapers, in my opinion, very ugly skyscrapers that people like to take pictures of in front of Burj Khalifa. One worker actually jumped off of it because he couldn't take it anymore. And look, if you really want to visit a place built off slave labor, there are many options. Like visit like an ancient civilization, right? Like go to the pyramids of Egypt, go to Athens, not a shopping mall and buildings in the middle of nowhere built like 20 years ago. When I say nowhere, I really mean nowhere. There is no natural beauty in that area. Like there are beautiful deserts around the world. I mean, I live in Arizona. I see it every day. That's not one of them. Like no mountains, no rivers, no wildlife. Like it is really lifeless. Even the city that they built is lifeless. There's no culture, no vibrancy. Like you're not walking through the streets of Europe. You're not even walking through like the streets or markets of other places in the Middle East, like Morocco or Turkey. Like it has no soul. Not to mention that the UAE has no respect for basic human rights and is extremely pro-censorship. Being gay is literally illegal. Blasphemy is illegal. Insulting Islam is illegal. They have social media crimes that you could get in trouble for. Cohabitation outside of marriage was illegal, and maybe recently that's slightly changed. Rape victims are sometimes prosecuted for doing the deed outside of marriage if they can't prove that there was no consent. This has even happened to tourists, among a multitude of other crazy things that tourists are arrested for, like having really, really small traces of like cannabis or CBD oil. There was a British national who got arrested for having a speck of cannabis, literally smaller than a grain of sugar, on the sole of his shoe. There was another, I think he was also British, who got 25 years in prison for having CBD oil in his car because they have a no tolerance policy. If you've ever been there or you've even been to their airport, you know that you need a VPN to do literally anything. You can't even FaceTime. That's blocked. You cannot use WhatsApp calls. That's blocked. You need a VPN for that, which they've blocked most of them. And they've also made the use of VPNs illegal. So if you do use one, you could be facing hefty fines, like over $500,000 US. So yeah, fun place. I truly cannot explain to you how much respect I lose for a person and how lame I think they are. If of all the places that they could be visiting, they want to spend their time visiting a country like this and they want to put their money into a country like this. And we should just be discouraging that. We shouldn't be pushing tourism to Dubai unless they make some major changes. I know I think Universal was going to build a park there at some point. I don't know if that's still happening, but these are things that we should be using our voices to discourage and speak out against because it's just not okay what's going on over there.